What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Show Radio. It's episode 571. I'm your host, Andrew.
And I'm Danny.
And this is your source for tech, gaming, and entertainment news. Head over to theshowradio.info. Once again, that's theshowradio.info. And check out our past shows while you're there. Subscribe and tell a friend about the show. If you're here watching this, we do appreciate it. Definitely subscribe, like, and tell a friend about this channel and our episodes that we record here. So, Daniela, what is going on? New day, new things.
Great day.
Yeah. You want to go there first? You want to go there first?
Yeah, we can. I mean, it's
Okay.
everybody's fine. It's like the biggest thing, not in just the US, but I think globally.
Absolutely.
To be honest, it's just it's a different feeling, and it's for me. I won't focus on the negative. Obviously, there's a lot of people that are happy that Trump left the office. For me, I mean, yeah, that's one of it. But the other part is that we have our very first female, Black, Indian, American president, like vice president. I mean, sorry, like that is huge. And the fact that in our lifetime, in my son's lifetime, we've had a Black president and then a female vice president and a woman of color, like that is huge. And that's just amazing. That right there for me today is the biggest thing ever. It was beautiful, everything. And then we had oh, her name is escaping me, and I feel so terrible about this. The youngest poet, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I saw. You say I'm not familiar with her, so I don't know her name, but we can definitely pull that up in a little bit. But yeah, go ahead.
Amanda Gorman, that is
Okay.
her name, and that was just wonderful. Like the entire inauguration was just a beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
So that's a really big day. I mean, I think regardless of where you stand with Biden and Harris, like just that in history is a huge thing.
Yeah.
And I think to some degree you should respect that.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a great day. I kind of got emotional. I don't know what was going on. I was just like, it was weird. I'm like, I was really moved by overwhelmingly everyone's response to the day, as well as, watching some of the stuff and, the walk to the White House and just a lot of the stuff that took place today. I was really moved by that. And I didn't think that was going to happen. It's just this like weight of not necessarily relief, but just like there was a level of stress that was removed, right? It's just this sense of normalcy we can kind of feel a little bit, where we see competence in action, right? A lot of that, and I think it's just fantastic to see that.
and as much as and as many bad things, or I don't want to say bad, but they were kind of bad, but turmoil that we faced over the last steadily growing 4 years. I gotta look at the good side of things too, because it's so easy to focus on the negative. I can admit that before this, I wasn't as invested into politics. I wasn't like I don't want to say I was a sheep, but I would vote, I would pay attention, I would listen to what sides were going on, I would vote accordingly to what I believed in, and then what the results were. I'm like, okay, well that's what the majority chose on. All right, I put in my opinion. Okay, and that's how it went about. But then to see so many of even our peers, our generations, learn so much about our democracy, about politics, because it was affecting us, and to be that invested into it, I think that is really great on us, because we got to that point where it's like, okay, we did our thing, we did what our patriotic duties of paying attention, voting, and went about it. And it was kind of, to admit it, it was a little bit boring, because this is the society we live in, and we just got to have that good faith in whoever is leading us. And that's starting from like your small down from your counties to to up to the president. But it's also fun to learn interesting things that you never really knew about. And let's just stick with today's new thing, that, well, I knew this, but apparently the rest of Twitter found out that when you're a president and you're sworn in, you can be sworn in on anything. It doesn't have to be the Bible.
Right. I didn't know that, but it's always been traditionally the Bible itself.
Um, and people putting out what they would choose.
I mean, is that factual though? Like they check that?
Yeah, somebody did.
Okay.
Either way, I mean,
That's
it's
weird. Like I could get like a Destiny cookbook and say, "Hey, I swear on
well,
this."
I'm sure there's some stipulations into it, but it was always
Right.
assumed it'd be the Bible.
Right.
I mean, if our president happened to be Jewish, I don't think that they're gonna swear in on, the Holy Bible there. So I would assume that would be different.
Old Testament
Um,
maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just fun to learn different facts and to really, really stick with that and just like, you're just learning something different and something new, and sometimes it can be really funny and really weird. We saw a lot of different things that happened that we never thought we would ever see. I mean, you have politicians who are on Twitch, and who would have thought? But I hope that with all of the wins and the losses that we've had over the last 4 years, we take that, we carry it on forward and not forget it, not necessarily forgive it, but learn from it. And now we know who not to be friends with or not to have specific conversations with on certain topics.
Yeah. Globally or community wise?
mm, Community wise, I would say community wise. It's not like I'm not open to discussion, but some people can be really hot headed and just very firm into like
True.
I'm shoving certain things down your throat, even though you can have a difference of opinions on things and talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you can have a difference of opinions on racism, being sexist or anything like that. But, Republicans and Democrats can be friends. So can liberals. They
They
all
can.
can be.
And some of them are friends.
Yeah. So I'm just you just got to see what happens with, under Biden as president. It doesn't fit just because he's in now doesn't mean everything is fixed and everything's hunky dory and great. Yes, he's done a lot already for today. But he can be great. He can be just okay, and he can possibly just be just as bad. I don't think he can be just as bad, but you never know. You never know over these next 4 years. But I feel a whole lot more hopeful, that's for sure.
A lot more hopeful. Yeah.
It's been a
Yeah.
very interesting first 3 weeks of this year.
Yeah, it has. Today is definitely refreshing. I'm excited for the inauguration day stuff. We saw him do the executive orders to undo some of the things that took place with the previous president, right? And the untraditional nature of the transition of power, that was kind of weird. The 20,000 National Guards or whatever it was being there, and as quiet as it was with the drums and those things playing, that was weird. But at the end of the day, the transition still took place. And I think that even before, even the day of, like the early morning of, when they were sharing the news from London and different parts of the world, already the newspapers were their headlines were headlines of relief that that previous era is behind us, and they were excited for the next the next president of the United States, which was exciting to see. Even around the world, there was the same global anticipation for change and hope and healing, and the things that this particular administration was marketing us, right?
Yeah.
And we see some results of that early, but let's see how those things pan out and what we get from those things.
Yeah, that's we'll see. I mean, that's why I say it's like globally it was just a big sigh of relief. We're still gonna be the butt of some jokes of some countries, but not so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. So I'm glad about that. I'm glad about that. Anything at the top that you want to mention before we hit some of the news that we have? Pretty light.
Because the internet is the internet and I live on Twitter. I gotta say, I love the memes that came out for it. All the
Well, you saw the Bernie one.
all of the the Bernie Sanders one, it's funny because they really like the narratives and the captions people have and the situations they put him in. It's like it fits so perfectly.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like
trying to
they're
see. Let
just
me
they're
see.
just gold. And then you have people just commenting on all the different styles. of like dress. I think my favorite one was one of my favorite ones was the Obamas were coming out and like someone put a caption of Michelle Obama and husband or Michelle Obama and fan Barack, and I'm
The
like,
internet.
this is just too funny.
So the Bernie sitting in the chair one is just like all over the place.
It
Like
is. It's just like
people drew the cartoon versions of it. They compared it to like Bugs Bunny and different things. I was just like, man, you guys are out of control.
it's just perfect, all the memes that came out of it. So I mean,
So
we gotta
yeah,
have
so
something that we can all like sucker around and just find funny. It doesn't matter what political party you're on. You come on, you gotta laugh.
you
Gotta
have
have
to.
some sense of humor.
You have to have something, and I think that, and it seems like even on the Senate floor, when Vice President Kamala was getting ready to swear in the Democratic candidates, she had to read her name because she was a former senator, and as she was reading it, she said something like it was kind of weird, like just reading her name because she's no longer in that position anymore, going into the new position. So it's just like little things like that where there is characteristics of humans being displayed. It's not like stringent. It's not like super serious. It's a serious moment, but there is like some, like human tangibility as far as characters are concerned. People are actually laughing, and it seems like, it's a genuine atmosphere for I don't know. It's just a different vibe, and I dig it.
Yeah, I loved it. So just that deep sigh, really. All
So
right,
so
so
you got that. What else you got? You got some stuff?
I finally installed my 3080. I wasn't waiting for the bracket. I couldn't wait anymore. My bracket still hasn't even shipped
I
yet.
was wondering how long you
Oh,
were gonna
no, I
wait.
played with it. I think it was like 10 o'clock, like, it was 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, "I know I have to go to bed in an hour, but I can't
Yeah.
wait anymore. This box is staring at me." Yeah, so I
Okay.
installed that. I haven't played anything on it yet. It's such a shame.
So how does it look without the bracket though?
It looks okay right now, but over time, like, I feel the thing is like 2 times the size of my 1070, so that's what I had in
Right.
there. Huge jump right there automatically in performance. But I feel like over time, like, I feel like there's gonna be sagging, so I think if I wait 2 weeks, it'll be okay. I'll put the
I
bracket in
think
then.
I think any jump for me right now would be an upgrade. Cause I'm like, it's so old right now for me. I'm 1060 right now. So I'm hurting right now. I'm trying to see if there's a way to do an upgrade, but I don't know. Nothing is coming to mind yet. But we'll figure it out. So you installed it, no bracket. You didn't play any games on it yet. What are you
No.
waiting for?
Some time.
Okay.
Some free time.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
basically it. These last, like, the beginning of these 3 weeks or the 3 weeks of this year have been all focused on just, like, getting my son situated and ready because, he graduates this year. It's a big change, and it's kind of like I feel like we're just, like, trying to do some last minute things, which I feel like I shouldn't have to worry about or be rushing to do. But
Yeah.
then because we still have the whole COVID thing going on and, things are being regulated certain ways, there's long waits in between in something that should technically take like less than a month.
Yeah.
Like, my son's going off to the Air Force and, he needs to get his driver's license, which he can't even take the
Right.
test until March because they're all booked up and they're only taking appointments. There's no walk-ins, just appointments only. I gotta make sure he's gonna graduate, first of all. So he failed one of his classes, so he's doing makeup credits there. And I'm trying to, like, I've been hounding his counselor, like, "You give me progress reports and make sure that my son's there because I'm already doing it." And of course, my son is just trying to be there for him because that realization that there's like 5 months left of, his high school life, of this same routine that he's had for the last 17 years. And after that, it's going to change. And it's not like a really easy transition for some kids. Even though I've been preparing my son for it, to him, it just felt like it was so far away. And even for me, it felt like so far away, even though I'm the one that's like, okay, let's make sure we got this in order. Let's see what we can do here. I want him to have a good first step into adulthood, which I didn't really have. And I'm also trying not to put on this like doomsday like pressure on him, like,
Right.
oh my
But
God, I'm
you
adult.
care. I mean, you want him
Of
to
course.
do, absolutely well. So, yeah.
So it's just is trying to do those things and not freak him out because he doesn't deal with stress the same way that I do. He just like kind of shuts down, and he did that a couple times over the last like 2 years. But just like it'll be okay. I'll still have your bag. You might be off, in Texas or Mississippi, wherever your basics is going to be
Does he
held.
know yet? Or they didn't
Um,
share that?
I think as far as Air Force goes, mechanical side, I think they did keep them in Texas,
Okay.
and then anything electronic side, I think they send them over to Mississippi. So
Okay.
we don't know that part yet. We're only just a step to that.
Okay.
But it's this whole change of this world. It's not like he hasn't traveled. It's not like he doesn't love traveling. It's not like he's never been off of this island and he's weird around other people. I think in some ways because I'm not going to be there. And for
Right.
me, it's because he's been my partner for the last 17 years, my one constant for everything, and he's going to be gone. So I'm also trying to deal with emotions of like I tweeted about this earlier is like everybody has always told me, my parents, I told me, my uncles, my aunts, all my elders have told me that it's a really hard thing the day that they move away.
Right.
Literally nobody told me how heartbreaking it is and how hard it is planning for the year before they leave. Like it's a slow thing. I'm like, I have to slowly start letting you go like from now.
Right.
I don't
Right.
like
Right.
this feeling. I don't like this feeling at all. So
Mm.
I kind of been in that mindset of making sure that like, okay, we're good. We're just gotta go with this. We'll be okay. We're planning it. He's there for me every step of the way, so he knows like I'm not making a lot of decisions without him knowing and talking to him about it first. It's not like I think when I first called the recruiter, it was like, so does your son know that you're signing him up? I was like, yes, of course he does. He's like, that's good. There's a lot of parents who don't tell their kids. Like,
Oh,
oh,
wow.
wow, okay.
They want him to go. Be like, I don't know. You don't have to go home. Well, this is no longer your home, but you gotta get out of here.
You gotta get out of here. I was like, "No, my son knows. He's known for a while. I just wanna book a time with you so we can talk."
Right.
But that's a scary thing. I can only imagine being that kid of like, "What am I gonna do after high school?" "Well, we already got you recruited. You're signed up and you're going."
Mm.
Like, no, that's not happening. But there's gonna be a point where he's gotta make decisions on his own and make choices, which for the most part, I don't think he realizes
Mm-hmm.
that, from since he was 11 or 12, I would always ask him. I was like, "Okay, so these are your choices. What do you wanna do?" And I don't do it in such a serious manner, but he's been making those choices for himself for a while. I just put them into play.
Right.
And so I think him realizing that or feeling like, oh, I won't have somebody who's going to be asking me directly, which is me, his mom, what he plans on. I
Yeah.
think it's such a weird thing. Scary, but
Mm.
fun.
I think you'll be okay. You gonna cry though.
I am. I'm gonna be an ugly hot mess,
You
crying
gonna
and
you gonna
falling.
give the ugly cry?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna have a full on ugly cry. Oh my gosh! Like my son has an ugly cry. Oh, he watched. You remember the movie What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
No.
Okay, so it's an older film. It has Leonardo DiCaprio and Johnny Depp. Yeah, and
Okay.
so they kind of. Well, I really don't even know what the politically correct terms are without offending anybody. I don't want to offend anybody, but so they don't come from a wealthy family.
Okay.
They live in the middle of nowhere. The mom is the family struggles with money. They have a lot of they have a lot of issues, and
Gotcha.
the mom is a slightly bedridden or house ridden type of person. She's
How
really
come?
overweight, but they're very close. And some things happen in that movie. If you ever want to watch it, it's a really great film. Leonardo
Okay.
DiCaprio. It's one of my favorite films that he's been in. His acting was really amazing. So my son watched that for the first time. I don't know what prompted him to watch it, but he watched it.
Okay.
Watched it with his girlfriend, and some sad things happen. My son comes out and he's just sad. He has like tears and is like welling up in his eyes, and he's just like, "I just need to hug you, mom. I just need to
Oh.
hug you." I'm like, "I'm here. What happened? I watched What's Eating Gilbert Grape." Well, why did you do that? And for a I was like, "That's a
1993.
great movie. That's such a good movie." He was like, "It was such a sad movie."
I can't really do dramas these days. I don't know why. It's very tough for me to do drama movies. I need action, thriller, crime, or comedy. I need something. I need to process something somehow, or else I'm gonna get bored.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I'm always in. Oh, I guess it depends on my mood, but I like dramas. If you ever watch
yeah.
that movie and you're in for one, watch that
Yeah.
one. It's good
I mean,
fun.
it looks good. I mean, 7.8 out of 10. I mean, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. But yeah, it's a drama. It's not even a crime drama. It's just a drama. Oh, I mean, based on what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, it really.
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe. I think the most drama I've seen in a long time, maybe Titanic. I don't know if I've seen any drama, really pure drama since then. Maybe Sonic is comedy, right? Cartoon. Turtles was action drama to some degree. Like I don't know. There's this movie Run Hide Fight or something like that. It's I think I'm saying it right, but I may not. I think it's Run Hide. Yeah, Run Hide Fight. So this is I want to see this because it's like it's an action thriller. See? So I saw the trailer, I got intrigued, and I was like, this looks like something I want to check out. So basically a 17-year-old is pretty much fighting against these guys that like invade the school. They're like live streaming school shooters, and she has to pretty much figure out how she's going to get out of it. And she's to me, so here's what it reminds me of. Weirdly, and I never played this game, but based on everything I've seen with this game, and I was watching the clips of this movie, it reminded me of The Last of Us. Like there's the survival I guess elements that they showed on screen in the trailer versus what I've seen with The Last of Us. I guess maybe one or two, depending on how you want to pick it. That was enough for me to say, you know what, I want to see this movie. And pretty high, I think, rating, 7 out of 10. So that's on the that's at the usual places. So I'm gonna check that out at some point. So if you see it before I do, let me know. But
Well,
that's definitely on my list as something I want to watch like very soon. So that's what's going on there. So yeah, that's what's going on with that stuff. You got anything else?
no, the only things I've been watching lately is I've since you're wearing the hoodie over there, I actually started introducing my boyfriend to Doctor Who. Oh my goodness, I love that series so much, and I'm just so excited just rewatching it all over again and introducing it to him, and he's loving it, which is huge. So I'm
Yeah,
stoked about that. My son does not care for Doctor Who.
I don't. I just my wife loves it.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I
Oh, what?
understand the appeal. Don't get me wrong. I understand the appeal, but is it something I'm going to be watching on a regular basis? Probably not. I'm looking for a sci-fi show that's going to keep me hooked in, and I don't know what that is right now. But I need something either super political, House of Cards, some sci-fi drama that is very appealing. You know, we have the Star Wars stuff, so that falls into that. The world of Doctor Who, I think it's great, but it's not a show I ever like, gave a chance to watch. But some of the clips that I've seen, I think is kind of cool, but it's not like I'm not a super fan.
Oh my goodness. It's got your drama, your action, your adventure, your sci-fi, your comedy,
Yeah,
and all of it. And then like
yeah,
little dashes of like scary horror,
yeah,
just a little bit. It's
yeah. I
really
mean,
good.
it
Like,
looks it looks
sci-fi,
fantastic.
if you're looking for sci-fi or futuristic, Expanse is really good.
I've
Altered
heard of
Carbon is really
Expanse.
good.
I've heard of Alta. That's Netflix. Expanse is Amazon, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
both
See,
really
see,
good.
I even know where they are. See that? See, I'm paying attention lightly. Right?
Lightly.
Yeah. So I want to mention this because I know we were kind of like talking around it last week. So last week we were talking about this book, and I was like, Danielle, you must buy this book. All that stuff. We were talking about that, and I definitely want to bring that to your attention as you're watching. So this book, okay, is by a gentleman named Daryl Eves. Daryl Eves is pretty much a YouTube channel legend in terms of like the channels that he's affiliated with. He's affiliated with Mr. Beast. He's affiliated with the Vid Summit stuff, if you ever watch any of that. And he's coming out with a book late February. And within that, there's also going to be like some courses once you buy the book from their website. Their website is ytformula.com. So I would definitely say if you are a YouTuber or you're building a YouTube channel or you're considering that in the near future, large or small right now, if you're building a channel, I think that between Roberto Blake, between Nick Nimmin, D Nimmin, between who else? Mr. Beast, right? Or the Harris Hellers, you know, of the world, right? The MKBHDs. If you want the information that these guys are using to build their channels, I think this book is definitely going to be of value to you. And Daniela ordered hers,
Yep.
and I ordered mine. So we're just counting down the days right now before we can eat the pages, okay, of this this stuff. And I think books are usually great because they offer you like a lot of lessons that you would have to pay like multiple courses for, because I'm sure that he counsels individuals for a large amount of money, you know, on one-to-one, but yet you're getting everything that he's built multiple channels with in a book that's $25. And I think like when you think about it that way, you really can't put a price on that, whether that's like Sean Cannell stuff, YouTube Secrets, or anybody else that's building, you know, big channels. Like they're giving you a book for like $17 to $25. And I know not everybody has that, but if you have to save that to get that kind of value, and again, like going to their website is not giving me anything as an affiliate, because I'm not an affiliate for them. So I just want to point that out. I'm just saying, like, I bought my book, okay? Daniela bought hers, and I think that it's something that is going to be dope if you decide to go for it. We're already locked in, and we're just waiting for it to show up to our house. So that's what's going on there. YouTube, ytformula.com. That's Daryl Eves. And I think the foreword is done by Mr. Beast on there. So that's what's up.
Yeah, I can't wait. That's the waiting time is the hard part.
Yeah.
That's the hard
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I see Google on here, Nintendo, Epic Games, YouTube, ESPN. So this particular formula has been done, has been used by a lot of the big channels. Another channel too that I look at on a regular basis, I'll just share this one. I think it's Little Monster Co. Let me mute it. And a Little Monster Co. basically is they've built like some of the major channels that we know of, including YouTube. They've built channels for YouTube, which, like, why wouldn't you want to know what they know, right? So Little Monster Media Co. They're pretty good for a YouTube channel as well to get information. And surprisingly enough, my views versus their views is, you know, I'm pretty proud of that. It's kind of close. But they're good too. They're good. So that's what's going on with that. What else? Light show, and I knew this was going to happen anyway. Especially at the beginning of the year, there's not a lot of major titles coming out, with the exception of one we'll mention today, Hitman 3. So we'll pull up the website for that in a couple. But in terms of the news in the beginning of the year is usually light. Somewhere between March, April, it starts picking up. February, late February, we're also getting Outriders. We're getting the Outriders demo. And then I think April, they pushed it back, the actual release for Outriders. But the major release that happened this week was Hitman 3, which ends the trilogy of Hitman. I received one today. Wasn't really planning, but it just worked out that way. Didn't have an original request at all, but it was suggested, and I'm not going to say no to that. So I'm in the process of downloading it now. Not literally now, but I'm like 20% in or something like that. But the game, based on what I saw in terms of like the reviews and stuff like that, it looked like it did really, really well. So I'll say that in the initial If you have any thoughts before, I guess I show the page and stuff like that.
See, that entire series is all you. I'm still one of
Yeah.
those weirdos. I feel like I just don't like the super popular games for the most part. I don't know.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It just never hits me like that. Like I'm like, oh, okay, that looks cool. I just don't have an interest in playing it, and that goes with like a lot of AAA games.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. Like a lot of the majors, you're like you kind of stay away from. You do spend a lot of times in the pockets of the indie stuff. You like repping some of the individuals who are not necessarily getting that much shine on your channel and on your streams and stuff like that. I did notice that. I did
Like
notice that.
there's some obviously there's some AAA titles I do like. Like I'm loving Valhalla,
Yeah.
which I'm really really sad about. I think I have like 90 hours in this game. I'm still not done. First of all, I have like 90 hours in it, and like they sent like this email. I have my Ubisoft and everything connected to it about
Yeah.
my progress, and it says that I only had 13% of map discovery. I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
I mean, I mean, a traditional like Assassin's Creed game, as you, there's certain areas that are off limit until you get further into the story.
Yeah.
I get that, but even of the areas that I have explored, which is a lot, because I'm one of like I was trying not to be, you know, like I'm not like an achievement hunter, but like on
Okay.
the map you have like these little points, or they show up as little dots, or you can pick up like a chest or some gear. I can't ignore them. I have to go and
So
pick it up. So I'm like,
90,
I'm
you said
gonna go.
90 hours
Yeah.
and only 13% of the
According
map.
according to their email that they sent to me based off of my last save data and everything that I've done, I'm like, "You gotta be kidding me, only
Yeah.
13%. I have so much of this
Yeah.
map covered." Apparently not.
So
There's a lot of stuff I haven't, like, there's a whole upper part of, it's England, that I haven't unlocked, but, like, the whole southern part of it, I'm like, "I have you unlocked. I don't understand. What else is there?" I don't know, but I know a lot of the stuff where you can go off to Valhalla and explore that, and that is its own map, but it's not as
yeah.
it's like this small portion compared to the bigger part of the main story and the main map that you're in. I'm like, well, I got more exploring to do, more
Yeah.
achievements to get.
Yeah, you do. A lot
Exactly.
more.
I love it. It's a good game. So it's not like I dislike AAA games,
Right.
but I'm gonna tell you that like the next game that's gonna be releasing that I'm excited to play. I don't know when I'm gonna get to it though, because I still have to start Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
is Little Nightmares 2, which comes out next month on February 10th.
Platformer? What kind of game is that?
It's kind of a platformer.
Yeah.
Really cute and really hand animated, and it's really dark. It's kind of reminds me of Coraline.
Mm-mm.
You don't remember that one, or you just didn't watch that one? It's like a little
No.
animated movie. Well, it looks like that, and it's
Okay.
adorable, and it's a bit dark, but that comes out February 10th, and that's a little indie game, and I'm excited about that one. Like, give me that over Hitman 3 any day.
All right. So let me just pull that up for the Hitman stuff. So we don't so I don't forget. So Hitman 3, that's out. From what I've seen on the internet, great reviews. Hitman 3 is the dramatic conclusion to the World of Assassination trilogy. I've played the first Hitman, and I've always enjoyed what the game offered in terms of trying to navigate certain areas and find the best way to take out a target, right? That kind of vibe. And apparently the world is a little bit different in terms of how you play it. And the game that I currently have right now is the PC version of the game, which is Epic Games right now. So I'm working through downloading that. I don't know where I'm going to play it yet, which streaming platform. It could be either YouTube or Twitch. And the reason I'm debating is because I'm still in the process of installing all my OBS plugins and audio stuff, trying to make that sound great before I embark on like investing in that particular thing. So Hitman 3, I can't say anything about it yet, but I definitely wanted to mention that it was sent to me by the awesome team, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. So thank you for that. It's definitely worth a mention for a game that seems to be getting very, very high reviews, even right now. And that's what I got. That's what I got. That's what I got. You got anything? I think I got a couple more things, and then I think we can wrap.
No, I'm just stoked on today. I'm just gonna ride that high of today of
It's a
everything and
good. It's a
like
good
see how
day.
long that goes.
It's a good day. Oh, okay. So yeah, so definitely ride that high. You know, I'm with you on that. It's definitely an emotional day, very an uplifting day, and it was good to see the security held up to anything that could potentially happen. What was interesting, though, just touching on that, is the fact that the previous president did leave the letter that's usually left from one president to another to,
I
you
want to know
know,
what it says.
I want to know what it says too. I want to know what it says too. But you know, he said that the letter, President Biden said that the letter was very generous, and he's not going to mention anything about it until he speaks to President Trump. Right. So we'll have to see how that plays out. So there's that.
The note says I
Cape.
licked all the pens. Kidding.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it was written in crayon and all that stuff. And I mean, you know how the internet gets. It gets a little
Yeah,
wild.
it's funny though.
The cable modem. So I want to mention that. So I have Optimum Online for cable. Optimum Online gives you the option to have their own cable modem, or you can get your own. And I got my own, and I installed it on a network. Seems to be running really, really well, but it runs very, very hot. It has a lot of vents, for that to compensate for that, but it does run really, really hot. All we had to do was just basically call them and give them the MAC address to switch from the old one theirs to the new one, and then they work their magic, patch whatever they need to patch, and then we have internet with that new device. So that happened, and I think the next major thing that is on my mind is there's a couple of videos that I need to redo for 2021 that I did in 2020 that relates to like audio stuff. So I have to format that properly. But the big one that I'm really excited about is the one that I was talking about into this year, which is the automatic jump cutting tool for video editors. So the delay was when I reinstalled Windows 10, I couldn't put it back on my machine because I kept getting an error. So I had to research the error, figure out why I was stuck. And I'm like, well, how can I create this tutorial? And I can't even install it on my machine. So, you had that, moment. So I got it to work. I figured out what the issues were. So basically, I did one video, and it shows you how long it takes for you to jump cut the video by yourself versus having a machine do it, if you want to call it that. So if you were to do like a 4-hour and 45-minute video, like if you had to jump cut it yourself, it would take almost 10 hours to do that. If you had to remove and trim the silences yourself, that's a long time.
That is.
It's a long time. So with this tool, you can do it in about an hour for a 4-hour plus video. So if your video is 30 minutes, 40 minutes, it could do it in like 6 to 7 minutes. It will trim all the stuff it needs to trim. So I'm super excited for that one because I think that one is going to help a lot of individuals cut, videos like this. Like if there's a lot of pauses in this one, what I can do is I could trim it, and it's really fluid when it plays back, especially when we upload it to YouTube. Those spaces are no longer there, right? And I think it helps with audience retention, and it helps your videos perform well. So there's all these benefits that you get from a tool like that. It is, I believe it is an open source tool. It is a command line tool. I'm not a programmer, but you need to figure some stuff out like that to benefit from, the results that you're looking for. I think that's it. So pretty excited about that. Nothing really big on the news stuff. That I saw. We did see CD Projekt Red vows to defend itself against Cyberpunk 2077 lawsuits. So that's one of the things I did see in the news.
It's such a rough time for them right now.
Yeah. Anything on that? I think that's the last really thing I have for notes.
The people have spoken. They're not wrong. It was I got nothing to say about that because they're gonna defend themselves, but at the same time, I'm like, you have some pretty angry concerns right now.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You got to fix it, which they're trying to fix it. but would it have really necessarily been so bad to release in 2021? Like at some point, just
Yeah.
like, but you know what? It's already happened. Just trying to clean up their mess. No, but you know what? You can't get through this episode.
What? What?
How
What?
how was your birthday?
It was really good. It was really good. You know, shout outs to everybody who showed love. It was good. It was a relaxing day. I got a chance to speak to my aunt. I haven't spoken to her like in the video format, so I was able to do some video messaging through Messenger with my aunt and some of my family members. Spoke to my sister. It was really nice. It was really nice. Spoke to my in-laws and my brother-in-law and stuff like that. So we did like this big, huge Facebook Messenger chat stuff, and that was really cool. They sung "Happy Birthday," which was cool. I had cake. I did short stream, rolling into the 20th. So I'll play a little Division 2. So I'm just thankful for people who took the time to reach out and wish me a happy birthday, and that means a lot. That means a lot. And I was just thinking about it today. I was like, there's a lot of friendships I really value more that has changed my outlook on a lot of things, and I definitely want to say thank you to you for being such a great friend, because you're definitely a person that has allowed me to be less edgy, and a little bit more graceful in my approach to a lot of things. So I appreciate you for that. Love you very much for that.
No,
And
love you too.
yeah, so it was good. It was good, and it was nice to just have a day where people remembered that you had another year to celebrate. So that was nice.
Well, I'm glad that you had a great day, even though you're messaging me so early in the morning your time. And I'm like, what is this guy doing up working on stuff on his birthday?
You
Chill, dude, chill.
you you gotta
Relax.
do it. Yeah, you gotta do it. It has to get done. Like this year, that's a commitment. We have to put out content, and I think it makes it easier for us to put it out without looking for permission. Like that thing where you feel like you have to like ask somebody if it's okay to put out. You know what I mean? And we do that a lot, and it's not even intentional at times. Like you're looking for somebody to tell you that it's okay to put a piece of content out, and I think that you just got to put it out. And I think that once you do that, people respond differently to your stuff anyway, because most of the people that watch it on YouTube are not your friends, right? It's a bigger pool of individuals that's going to watch it, and the percentage show in the dashboard that it's always a small percentage of your subscribers that are actually watching your stuff. So who are you waiting for the permission from, or why are you waiting for permission from your friends when they're not watching most of your content anyway, right? It
Mhm.
doesn't make sense, right? So yeah, there's gonna be some late nights. There's I'm gonna mess up on some videos, not intentionally, but you learn, and people tell you if your stuff is outdated or not, and they tell you if it's great. And I must say YouTube comments have been really good to me for the most part, so I don't have any complaints.
All right. Well, that's good. Here's to another year.
Here's to another year, and that's it. That's all I have. You got anything?
Oh, I'm good. That's everything for me.
Okay, cool. So guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Definitely subscribe, like, and we'll see you next time. Take care.